Angie Tillman from Blount Memorial is sharing 5 ways to eat more leafy greens. Some people at home are going, yeah. Some people are going, all right, this is right up my alley. Good morning.
Good morning. So we all need to eat more. We know that. We know that eating more vegetables and fruits is one of the best things we could do to improve our health. The recommendations is that women eat about 2.5 cups a day, that men eat about 3.5 cups of some sort of vegetables a day, and most Americans are falling really short of that. It's estimated that 87% of us don't get that amount of vegetables a day. So we know that eating vegetables, especially leafy greens I wanted to focus on today, they're high in vitamins and minerals, vitamin A, C, folate, potassium, magnesium, all these things that we need, and if we eat more of them, it has been linked to a lowered risk of heart disease, stroke, certain types of cancer. But I think a lot of times we don't think about it. It's not as easily accessible if we don't plan for it, and maybe we're tired of just thinking we have to eat a big salad all the time. And I love salads, but I've got 5 ideas of ways to bump up the leafy greens without even thinking about salads.
Let me throw one caveat out there, and I may be wrong, so correct me if I am, and I'm going to throw you off on this one, but if you should check with your doctor if you're on certain medicines, right? Because
Certainly.
it's high in vitamin K, which is a blood thinner.
Well, so if you are on a blood thinner like Coumadin, vitamin K can interact. So you do have to have a consistent amount. So yes, if you are taking a blood thinner, you want to talk to your doctor before you add just tons of this in.
Perfect.
Okay, so one of my favorites is collard greens. I just love how pretty these giant collard greens are, but you may not think about chopping them up and cooking them. So you can do a wrap with them.
Because really, we're in the South. What do they do with collard greens? They add bacon grease and saute them.
Right, which is not bad too. Add a little bacon grease and do that. But, so this is a collard green that I've just blanched in boiling water for like 30 seconds, cooled it down in some ice water, dried it off, and it makes a great tortilla. It's really flexible and it holds together really well.
What does blanching it do?
It just softens it up a bit. So I've added a little, like a peanut sauce, and then this is just some leftover. This is leftover chicken and turkey and some veggies for the week, and all you do is just sort of roll it up burrito style.
Make a burrito.
And I'll tell you, it doesn't have, you don't really taste the green that much. You really get the flavor. Put something flavorful in it, some hummus or something and some veggies, and you've got a little wrap that's full of nutrition.
Nice.
Make a little sandwich. It really is pretty good.
Nice, especially with peanut sauce too, because peanut
Absolutely. So this is so easy.
Yeah.
This is peanut butter with a little bit of rice wine vinegar and a little bit of soy sauce and a little bit of like a chili sauce, and good to go.
Perfect.
So second, kale chips. Kale chips are just an easy way, a little crunch, little salt. These were made in the oven, 350. I know you use a dehydrator to make yours, so there's several ways you can do it, but you can get a lot of kale, and if you're just wanting that, you know, again, it's not a potato chip, but it just gives you that salty little crunch.
It does, and they're expensive at the store, so if you can DIY it at home,
absolutely,
it's even better. Okay.
Soup is a great way to add some greens, so you could certainly make any kind of homemade soup, but this is just a little box soup that I use sometimes, a chicken rice soup, so I heated it up on the stove, and I've got like 2 big, huge handfuls of spinach that I wilted down while I was cooking it. So it didn't have the spinach in there, but now you've really bumped up the nutrition of just a store-bought soup.
Nice.
So if you're not a big fan of the taste of greens, I encourage people to start with spinach. I think it's one of the mildest ones to add to things.
Yeah, and I love greens, but I cannot do them in smoothies. I just can't.
Okay, and that's the thing is maybe you find each person finds one way.
Absolutely.
Basil, any kind of pesto. So pesto sauce is great, not just on, you can use it on pasta. I like to put it on top of chicken or fish when I'm grilling it or something. So this is basil, a little bit of olive oil, nuts of your choice. You could use walnuts or pine nuts and some olive oil and some Parmesan, blend that up, or buy it at the store. But you can try basils with cilantro, with parsley, and it's just as a way to add more. There's lots of nutrition, right, in herbs.
Right, absolutely.
And then, of course, finally a smoothie.
Green smoothie.
So you can mix up whatever. My favorite combination is almond milk with some banana, maybe frozen mango, and throw some spinach in. I think that masks it a lot.
Does a lot.
And again, you can do that with kale, but for most people, I think starting off a spinach is an easier way to go.
5 ways to get some leafy greens into your diet. Angie Tillman, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Do appreciate it. Hey, by the way, have a good weekend.
You too.
Okay.